the challenges between students and staff was just we were crammed in a hallway with, I know we're small, but it's still a school, and that was probably one of the only things that was super tough. But I think it was definitely worth it. I think the student and staff reaction to the renovations were quite well, and I think people are enjoying it.
Yeah, from a staff perspective, when the renovations started, they moved all of our staff into the old part of the school that's now gone, and then moved us all back. So from a staff perspective, it was a lot of moving, and it's been loud as well, but I think it's definitely worth it. It's getting quieter, just seeing the results and seeing how bright everything is and how functional it is. It's definitely worth it, but I am glad we're out of the, the loud renovation part.
I like especially how bright it is in here now. The old school didn't have as many big windows and openness. That I like a lot. And I also like how much available space we have as students, especially from a DLC student perspective, and how much availability to move around we have.
Yes, I can piggyback off of that. I love the spaces. Right now we're sitting in the Learning Commons, which kind of functions as a library, but the nice thing is it's not just a library. So it also functions, as Hallie mentioned, for our DLC students. But from a teacher's perspective, it's nice to not have it enclosed, because I can send students from my class into here to use it as an alternate learning environment, and there's no walls, so I can see and hear exactly what's going on. So that's very functional from a teacher perspective. We also have some nice breakout rooms, which are all glass, so we can see what our students are doing there too. And this is probably not a typical response, but I also really love our bathrooms.
I can agree with that too.
Right? They are full stalls, so the doors, go all the way to the floor, all the way to the top. And they're all different colors.
They are.
And I really like the different colors in them.
And especially because they are a separate bathroom, so one, you can make sure the little guys wash their hands, and for the older kids, there's sinks in their own bathroom, so and then go in and come out and they're all ready to go, and it's not interrupting anybody or even the little guys that come in and out all the time, and it's really nice.
Yes, they're functional and pretty.
Yeah.
And the whole school really is pretty. The earth tones, the brightness, yeah, it's beautiful.
One thing I've noticed from being in this school for like 10 or 11 years already, now that we are all in kind of one hallway, as I said before, it was kind of crammed, but it's more open, and this way more students in the older grades can interact with students in the younger grades, and they're not necessarily afraid of them like how I remember being a little kid and not seeing the 10, 11, 12s until assembly time and big buddies. So knowing that the little kids can get comfortable with some of the older kids and not be afraid to approach them and ask questions and not be afraid of anything like that, to learn and take those opportunities, it is really refreshing.
That's a really good point, because in the old school, we were very separated, our elementary from our high school. So as a middle years high school teacher, I actually never got to see the elementary students or the elementary teachers. So I really like us all being in one hallway. And just the open spaces, having additional learning environments for students where, especially with this Learning Commons area, it's completely open and there's so many different tables. So there can be library going on, but I can also send a student from my high school class, and then the middle years class can send a student as well, and they can all be working in the same environment, and we can all supervise them because it's completely open. And the breakout rooms are glass, so we can, see into them and we can hear what's going on. It's just very approachable. And I think the other thing, parent and community and engagement, I really feel has improved.
I agree with that. We've gotten a lot more from being on the SLC. It's putting on events that families can all come to. I've seen a lot more responsiveness from communities, because not only is the old school been around for like 40 plus years, this new one can bring a lot more opportunities, and it can allow parents to feel welcome in the school and give us students an opportunity to see that involvement is really good.
Yes, especially when during the renovation we couldn't have parents coming in because we had construction going on. So to be able to welcome the community back in has been huge, and just wait till sports start, because we have a beautiful new stage.
We do.
So that'll be awesome to have our community members and our parents get to sit on our beautiful stage and just be a part of the openness and the greatness of this new school. So you guys have used this space for your
Yeah,
classes,
we used
right?
it in PE.
Yeah, and you use the whiteboards and stuff too?
Yeah, we do a whole bunch of stuff on, like, what do we do? Oh yeah, how stress appears physically and how you talk.
Oh,
So
okay.
that
I haven't had a chance to use them yet, but
I think,
I'm
yeah,
excited.
it's stained from us because Matt scribbled on something in our teacher early.
Yeah.
So this is a completely newly renovated space. We didn't have any of this when we started. So it has definitely come a long way. I remember hearing about it and getting interviews, and it was all covered in dust and clouds. And now that it's done, it has become such a used space. We use this for drying our puppets because we had a puppet experiment. Me and my class have used this as an extra space because we had a mental health unit in gym, and obviously you can't do mental health in that big space. So we came in here and we used a whiteboard, and we have used this for so many other spaces, and it has definitely become a lot more of a kind of hotspot for our school.
Yeah, so we have Missoula Children's Theater come every other year as well. And with our previous stage, they actually couldn't set their backdrop off on our stage because our stage was so short. So with this space, we got to set the backdrop up here and do Missoula up here. Our Christmas concerts are up here. It's just a really nice big space. But as you can see, we have whiteboards on the wall as well. So there's a little bit of a sound barrier between the gym and here. So we can use this as like an extra classroom if we need to, even while a phys ed class is going on. So that's really nice because it's just so multifunctional. And when we have sports events in here again, we do pride ourselves on offering a lot of sports at our small school. So it's really nice to get parents and community members getting onto the stage to watch our sports. So.
Neighbors were in an assortment of islands, fragments of long gone continents and other geologic augments, recognizing the land.
Well, it's a great space to diversify learning, and kids can learn in many different ways. There's many different areas: quieter spaces, louder spaces, communal spaces, spaces for independent learning. Because I teach so many grades too, it's a great way to be flexible with what each grade level needs. For example, my Ks have a wonderful space for Explore Time, which is learning through play, which is really important to their development and learning. And then when I have the 1, 2, 3s, they can also spread out and have a work environment that best suits their personal needs as well. So it definitely differentiates learning and allows kids to succeed.
I really enjoy the element of more natural light. I think it's really nice that everybody that's in the school can enjoy the sunlight and see the weather that's going on outside, whether it's good or bad. Some people like to see the rain and snow, and other people like to see the sunshine.
It feels bigger, and I like the way it looks, the different it looks. Yeah.
I think it's nice to have clean, open spaces for the staff and the students here. There's a really nice flow to everything. People are in a nice, safe space together where they can come and go as they need to during their day and after school.
I think it's a lot easier to get your work done in the space we have, because there's different spaces that you can get your work done and a lot easier. So, yeah.